Northern Ireland has the sort of natural landscape that golfers dream of. 400 miles of stunning coastline, beautiful mountain backdrops and rural tranquility. It's a truly beautiful part of the world that has produced 3 major winners in the past 18 months and boasts some of the best golf courses on the planet. The most recent addition to Northern Ireland's collection of world-class golf resorts is hosting this year's Faldo Series Grand Final. Welcome to the Lough Erne Golf Resort in beautiful County Fermanagh in Northern Ireland. Sir Nick Faldo designed the championship course here, and for the last 2 years he's brought his Faldo Series Grand Final to the resort. 77 young golfers representing 16 different countries have qualified for the final. It's an official World Amateur Golf Ranking event. This is the course they'll be tackling, 18 stunning holes sculpted around lush Fermanagh farmland hugging the shores of lower Lough Erne. It was designed by Sir Nick Faldo himself only a few years ago, and at almost 7,000 yards for the boys, this will indeed be a stern test. The first 4 holes are on a loop of their own before a climb to the highest point of the course for the 6th. Players then head away from the clubhouse for 3 holes before working their way back for a challenging final stretch along the side of Hume Loch. It all finishes with a magnificent short 18th in front of the clubhouse, voted the best par 3 final hole in the UK and Ireland by Golf World magazine. Coming up in the show, Sir Nick catches up with a former Faldo Series player who just happens to be the current US Open champion.
Which major are you pulling for next year?
I'd take any. I think the Masters would probably be the redemption.
There's a huge treat for the current crop of young players as golf's latest superstar holds a coaching clinic, and the juniors aren't going to miss out on a chance to grill Rory.
The first hole on Sunday at Augusta, I had a shot from 120 yards into the first hole, back left pin, and it was the first shot. I remember getting to the top of my swing and going, don't go left, don't hit it left.
Plus there's all the action from 3 days of competition as the kids battle the elements on the Lough Erne course. This is the format for the event. There are 5 categories up for grabs, 3 for the boys and 2 for the girls, and the winner of each will earn the chance to play in the Asian Grand Final in China later this year. The competitors will have to complete 3 rounds in 3 days, and the format is stroke play. Here's a brief introduction to some of the youngsters vying to become the 2011 Faldo Series champion.
Gavin Moynihan, 16, Ireland. I've been trying hard to win a big event, so it'd be a great one to win.
I'm Barry Milter. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Germany.
Jack Colgate, 18, from Kent in England. I played last year and just missed out, finished 3rd, and I'd really like to come here and win it this year.
I'm Natalia Hečková. I am 15 years old and I'm from Slovakia. Weather is very difficult, but I think course is very nice and Ireland is nice country.
Amber Ratcliffe, 15, England.
My name is Maria Jose Gonzalez. I'm 15 and I'm from Chile. I hate this weather.
Cameron Long, 15, England. Last year I was 1 shot off, so this year I want to go further and win.
Vasily Cortez, 15, USA. This is my first time in Ireland.
Ben Robinson, 15, England. I mean, everything to win the category and go to China. It'd be a great experience, so looking forward to it.
And this is the wonderful 18-hole championship course on which they'll have to do battle. It was designed only a few years ago by Sir Nick Faldo, and he's delighted to return to the course this week and see his vision turn into reality. Here is Sir Nick's guide to the course. Nick, you've designed golf courses all over the world. What is it about the Lough Erne setup here that was unique and special?
Well, obviously we have the loch, we have fabulous views, we have undulating natural fairways or terrain.
Which holes in this course have the wow factor for you?
I love the 8th because that's totally natural. There's a nice bit of serenity down there on the 8th tee before you take on the 8th, because you've come down the hill, you've got the loch right behind you. And I remember saying, put a bench seat in there, and I've said, right on that, sit down here and take it in for a couple of minutes, because you're completely in. You can't see a house, a power line, anything, totally natural. And the run in is nice, isn't it? The view down 16, the bunker in there 17, 18. 18's a we're very happy the way 18 kind of fits in, kind of nice for a resort course. So there's 18, there's the hotel, or the bar, even more important. So I think all those little things give it a nice, it's got a nice rhythm. That's another very important thing. The way you go out through the trees, come back around the corner, work your way back. That's another very important thing to if you can create it.
You're obviously proud of the alumni like Rory McIlroy and Nick Doherty, but presumably you get a big kick as well out of bringing this game to far more players than that. There's a whole range of abilities.
Exactly. We touch 5,000 golfers a year. We have 35 events, 25 different countries globally, and we do grassroots programs as well. I run around with school kids and introducing them to the game of golf, so they think, oh wow, this is fun, and the little light bulb clicks for somebody and think, oh, I'd like to try that, and and they do, and they come along. The other important thing we try, rather than just playing a golf tournament, I just wanted to educate them or throw them in the deep end, as I call it, give them some experience of doing different things, i.e. jumping on a plane. We take the European winners, we fly them to Hong Kong. They then have to get up the next morning with an 8-hour time change, which is basically playing golf at middle of night. And you then have to deal with that, eating different food, all these sort of things. And they come here to Ireland, they get thrown in, unfortunately, well, good old true Irish weather hits us, and it's all part of that experience where you have to say to them, somewhere in your career this is going to happen. You might be leading and you come out and it's chucking it down, and you're trying to win a tournament. So hopefully they go, I remember that time when I played the Faldo Series 10 years ago and it was chucking it down. But I learned from that.
After the break, Sir Nick catches up with a former pupil, plus there's all the action from what would prove to be an incredibly tough opening round here at Lough Erne. Welcome back to our coverage of the Faldo Series Europe Grand Final here at the Lough Erne Golf Resort in County Fermanagh in Northern Ireland. Very tough conditions for the players here on this first day. Let's take a check at the main contenders in the under-21s, boys and girls.
Adam Andrews, 20, from England. It'd be awesome to win after last year throwing it away.
Hi, my name is Ondrej Rieser. I'm 20. I'm from Czech Republic.
Gavin Samuels, 20, England.
Hi, I'm Abhijit Chadha, age 20, from India. It's completely different out in India. It's hot, it's humid. Over here it's windy, it's raining, it's cold. So it's a good experience for me.
Jordan Smith, 18, England. It's always been a dream of mine to go out to China, experience golf all the way around the world and top class players.
Rogan Townend, 17, England. It'd be like a big stepping curve and be able to go and play in the Asian final.
I'm Yi Chen Liu, 18 years old, from Taiwan. This is the last time I come here because I'm going to turn professional.
Hi, I am Victoria. I am 21 and I'm from Northern Ireland in Bangor.
My name is Barbara Bakova. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Czech Republic. It's my first visit in Ireland and it's really beautiful here.
Megan McLaren, I'm 17 and I'm from England. When you look at all the other names on the trophy, to be alongside them would make me feel pretty good.
Of course, all the players here this year want to emulate some of the past winners of the Faldo Series, and they include some of the biggest names in golf, and they don't come much bigger than the current US Open champion, Rory McIlroy. He's been here this week. He's been reminiscing with Sir Nick about his days as a youngster on the Faldo Series.
Yeah, I've known you since you were about 12 years old. You still remember about my 4 follow-throughs.
Yeah.
One backswing, 4 follows. Did that come in useful at all in the last couple of seasons?
It actually, I mean, for me, especially because your shot was predominantly a fade and mine's a draw, so always sort of think, if I want to hit a fade and it's not the most comfortable shot for me to play, just thinking back to things, maybe the 4 follow-throughs. I know you called one of them the chicken wing if you really wanted to cut it, and just little things like that you remember throughout the years that it can help you.
We're going to come down and give our series a clinic this afternoon.
Yeah, I am, but it's nice. I like giving clinics to kids, and if they're interested and they engage and they ask you questions, it's nice to be able to help them in some way.
Coming home to Ireland is great, and getting away from things and still being a golfer and getting out and about. The one thing I know you can do in Ireland, because I love it, to come over here and disappear. You've got so many great golf courses, and there's so many great people. I mean, and as they say, the most lovely line in the whole world is "You're very welcome." I actually love that from the Irish people. But I'm sure even with your crown, you can still sneak away and play some of the great links courses here.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, one of the reasons I like to come back home as well is, I mean, I've got, you know, Royal County Downs, you know, 40 minutes away. You know, Royal Portrush is an hour away. You know, you got Lough Erne here, which is only, you know, it's under 2 hours away. You know, you've got some of the best golf courses in the world, you know, right on your doorstep. And then, you know, it's funny, I actually haven't played, you know, Ballybunion or Tralee or Waterville or any of those places, and it's something I want to go and do, because I mean, I've heard so many great stories, and it'd be great to go with, you know, a bunch of mates, you know, play around, go into the towns, you know, have a few drinks, and you know, it's, you know, do that maybe on a week off. It would be, you know, I'd love to be able to do that sometime.
Well, thanks, Roy. It's great to see you. Congratulations this season.
Thank you very much.
Good luck next year. Do you think there's another one? Which major are you pulling for next year?
I'd take any. I think the Masters would probably be the redemption.
That would, yeah. Boy, will you silence a few stories if you could do that next year. Anyway, good luck.
So. Thank you.
A real treat in store for the kids having Rory at Lough Erne, but first they had to battle the elements as the tail end of Hurricane Katia battered the Lough Erne course. Richard Kaufman is your commentator.
And we start on the very first hole at this Faldo Championship golf course in Lough Erne in Northern Ireland. 351 yards, and this is Vasily Kartos, 15-year-old from Alabama in the United States of America. And a very nice approach given the conditions as well. Gusting up to 70 miles an hour. It's been wet at times too. And now Maria Gonzalez. This for her bogey at the par 5 14th hole. Well done. Well, struggling out there, not the only one as well. 11 over par now, but all credit to these youngsters for battling away. And this would be some start from Kartos, wouldn't it? This for a birdie at the first. Or just overborrowing a little bit, but it should be secure for his par. Now this is Yi Chen Liu, who won the Asian Grand Final in 2011, which meant that she earned the right to play here. It's her last Faldo event, and she's going to go professional. Abhijit Chadha now, another of the Asian Grand Final winners, 20-year-old from India. Third shot into the 9th hole. Oh, and finding a watery grave. There's 11 holes in which there's water featuring on this Lough Erne course. Unfortunately, Abhijit Chadra's found one of them. Victoria Bradshaw here. This on the 5th, this for birdie. Just not enough pace on that one from the 21-year-old from Bangor. Amber Ratcliffe to try and save par at the par 3 13th. The Norfolk youngster, just 15 years of age. 4 over par at the moment. Now Natalia Hečková, the Slovakian. This to save par at 18, almost. But a bogey finish, 7 over par, and that'll be good enough to lead the under-16 category. Very good playing from Natalia. Really is a cosmopolitan event, isn't it, this Faldo Series? And one man going very well, the 18-year-old Jordan Smith, already 2 under for his 3rd birdie in 5 holes. I think that was on its way, you know. Have to settle for par at the 174-yard par 3 5th. Another Englishman in the field, Ben Robinson. This for a birdie finish. How close was that? So that'll be a 76, and that'll be good enough to lead not only the competition itself but the under-16 category, of course, which Ben's in. Oh, disappointment for Daniela Murray. That's twice into the hazard now at 9. Victoria Bradshaw from the west coast of Northern Ireland. Well, she couldn't save par at 18, but that's going to be good enough for her to finish at 2 over par. Terrific round of 74.
The last 5 holes just killed me. Like, I was like 2 under, but I have to say Faldo has designed the course well, and the wind was just, I just couldn't do a thing, and just with my links practice it just didn't help me, so yeah, it was great.
Now Bradley Thomas, 17-year-old from Surrey. And that's a good finish for a round of 76, 4 over par. That'll be 3rd over all the categories, leader of the under-18s. So after an incredibly testing day, Victoria Bradshaw and Jordan Smith are the joint leaders after very good rounds of 74. Quite something in those wins. There's a 5-way tie for 3rd, Bradley Thomas leading the under-18s and Ben Robertson heading up the under-16s. And just off the first page is Natalia Hechkova, who heads up the girls' under-16s, closely followed by Amber Ratcliffe, who's just 1 shot behind.
There was a fantastic end to day 1 as the US Open champion and Lough Erne Golf Resort touring professional Rory McIlroy arrived to give a special golf clinic.
So if you needed a draw, how would you do it?
Needed a draw. So a draw, I mean, all I try and do, to be honest, is just roll my hands a little bit more through impact, and I think that just comes from hitting a lot of balls and having a lot of feel. You know, you can do it the very simple way where, you know, if you want to start it at the green flag there, you know, you aim your body and you aim your feet and your knees, your hips, your shoulders at the green flag, and then if you want to finish it on the red flag, you know, you just try and aim your club at the red flag, and then you just swing it along your feet line.
There you go.
Might have to watch right.
Yeah. That guy's leg is right in a whoa.
Like that.
There you go.
That was pretty good.
When you get out of the course and like you know you just can't stop making bogeys.
Yeah.
Obviously the next hole you want to follow it like bounce back with a birdie, but what mindset do you go to the next hole to get off the
I think you have to start every hole as if it's a new. You know, if you've just made a bogey on the 5th green, you can't be walking onto the 6th tee going, okay, I have to make a birdie because I just bogeyed the last. Big thing for me at the US Open, just the not constant, oh, I'm leading by 7, I'm leading by 8. I was just sticking to the process to say, right, I've got 160 yards, okay, it's a 9 iron, I want to try and start it at this tree, I want to try and draw it into the pin. You know, so basically you're not thinking about making bogeys or birdies, all you're thinking about is the shot at hand. You know, so if you can just go through your process, say, right, I'm going to hit a good drive, you hit a good drive, okay, I'm going to hit a good iron shot, I'm going to hit it like this. You know, if you do all those things right, the score at the end of it will come itself, you know.
And how did you get your wonderful rhythm? Do you go 1, 2, 3, or do you go I'm Nick Faldo?
Rory McIlroy doesn't work too well.
Yeah,
Rory McIlroy. No. Or like, okay, so you go back. Yeah, it's maybe just a 1, 2 for me. So I'll just go 1, 2.
What was the biggest difference between the 4th round and the Masters and in the US Open for you? Instead of the score.
Instead of the score, I mean, there's 11 shot difference in the score. You know, I learned a lot from the Masters. I mean, I learned an awful lot. I went home, analysed everything, you know, thought about where I went wrong, what I'll do differently next time. And you know, it just so happened that I was able to put myself in that position the next major. And then, you know, it was great because it was a challenge for me. I was like, right, let's see if I've actually learned from this, and if I can, you know, if I can prove to myself and to everyone else that, you know, the Masters was just a learning curve and I could get better. The first hole on Sunday at Augusta, I had a shot from 120 yards into the first hole, back left pin, and it was the first shot. I remember getting to the top of my swing and going, don't go left, you know, don't hit it left. And what do? You know, you hit it left, you miss the green, you know, you make bogey. And the first hole at the US Open on Sunday, I had the exact same yard, 120 yards, little wedge, back left pin, exact same thing. So I was thinking, and the Masters, it came up in my mind, and I was actually thinking, right, this is a huge test for me, because if I can hit this shot the way I want to, I know that I'm comfortable and I know that I'm ready to go on and play well. And I had a great little draw in there, 6 feet below the pin, held the putt for birdie, and that's when I felt, you know, I'm ready for this, I can do this. So.
Stay with us as we've more from Rory after the break, plus there's no let up for the players as they tackle another tricky day in Northern Ireland. Welcome back to our coverage of the Faldo Series Grand Final from the stunning Lough Erne Golf Resort here in Northern Ireland. The US Open champion Rory McIlroy is this club's touring professional, and he's been here this week reflecting on what has been an amazing 2 years for Northern Ireland golf.
For Irish golf, I mean, you know, it starts with Harrington winning in 07 at Carnoustie, and then, you know, he wins 2 majors in 08. We had a bit of a drought in 09, we didn't win any, and then, you know, GMAC wins in Pebble Beach, and then, you know, obviously myself and Darren this year. It's just been a fantastic time, obviously, for Northern Irish golf and for Irish golf in general. And, you know, I remember going to Clarkey's house the couple of nights after he won the Open, and I brought the US Open with me, and that's sitting beside the claret jug, and we're sort of looking at them both and thinking, this is weird, how's it happened? Especially, I mean, I'm very close with Darren and I've known him for a long time, and, you know, it's so funny that we've won our first major in the same year. I mean, you know, he's obviously a lot older than me, and he was a mentor to me growing up, and to actually win a major both in the same year is incredible. I don't know if you can explain it in any way. You know, these things happen in cycles, but, you know, I think, you know, I definitely feel as if I've got a few more majors left in me, and I'm sure Graham does, and I'm sure Potter does, and I'm sure Darren does.
Obviously you can remember exactly what it was like to play in this tournament and to play at that age. Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, I loved the Faldo Series. I played my first Faldo Series when I was 12, and then, you know, actually, you know, got to know Nick and developed quite a good relationship with him over the years. And, you know, he asked me to do this a few weeks ago, and I said, you know, I did it last year as well. You know, played a few holes with the kids, and, you know, it's just great to be back here. And I mean, I'm very grateful to Nick for what he's done for me to help me on my way in my career. And you know, if I can, you know, give something back to obviously him for the series, and obviously to the kids as well, then, you know, I've done a good job too. A rare treat to have Rory with us. Now it's time for the second round. This is how things stood as the golfers prepared for another windy day. Victoria Bradshaw and Jordan Smith head the pack. 2 behind them were Bradley Thomas and Ben Robinson as leaders of the under 18 and under 16 boys categories. 15-year-old Natalia Hechkova was the leading girl, despite only being in the under 16 category. Here's Richard Kaufman with the action from round 2.
Well, conditions sunnier, but still almost as breezy for this second round. Victoria Bradshaw bogeyed the first, so after that 74 yesterday, now at 3 over par. Wow, that was almost chipped in, wasn't it, at the par 3 third. Jordan Smith is for par at 6. Well played. Had a terrific start yesterday, didn't he? 2 under par after 4 holes, and he's had a couple of birdies early on, as well as a couple of drop shots too. Now Bradshaw, bogey at the first, par at the second. Important putt this one for her, just across her shadow, and oh, that'll be disappointing. Another bogey. So 2 over par for the day, 4 over par in total. Bradley Thomas at the second, leading the under 18s category overnight, still as he was at 4 over par. And that's a very nice shot out of the rough. Difficult to get the ball to spin, obviously, but birdie opportunity nonetheless. Now here's a man on the charge, Gavin Samuels. Birdied 4, 5, and this for another at 6. There's the hat-trick. What a move from Gavin Samuels. Goes to 2 over par. So Thomas then for his birdie at the second. Green's running very smoothly. And that's another safe par for Thomas. You can see the earlier sunshine has gone. The rain's arrived again. It's going to be some tough scoring conditions out there again for the players. And a quick run to get under the brolly. Now Natalia Hečková. 4 over par today. Bogeys on 4 and 5, had a double on 6. But that should be a par at 9 for Hečková, who is leading the under 16 category for the girls. And leading the way for the under 16s categories for the boys heading into this second round was Ben Robinson, but he's had a horrible start today. And that one lips out. Double bogey at the first, 3-putted the second. And he's now got to 7 over par. Right, sometimes just can slip away from you just like that. Brogan Townend putting together a fine round. 10 straight pars. It's Faldo-esque, isn't it? This for another one at 11. Oh, curse of the commentator. Still just one behind now. So Victoria Bradshaw back in front as Brogan slips to 9 over par. Had some terrific winners of the Faldo Series over the years. The likes of Yanni Sen, Nick Doherty, Oliver Fischer, of course Rory McIlroy as well. Here's Ondrej Lisa, who's from the Czech Republic. 76 day one. Short with his birdie putt there at 12. So he'll stay at 9 over par. And here's the 16-year-old from Ireland, Gavin Moynihan. This at 18. And that's a 75 on day 2 after a 79 first round. 10 over par overall. And over 2 rounds in these windy conditions. That's very good golf. This is Hečková, par 3 15th, just picked up a birdie at 14. Looks pretty good in the air, and it looks very good now it's on the ground. That should be another birdie for Natalia. She's bound to be leading the under 16 category. Townend now. Leading Victoria Bradshaw by 1. Oh, that could be costly. Could all be tied up in the under 21 category now. 17, Jordan Smith looking to save par and continue what's been a fine day. Oh, that'll be a bogey. 1 over par though for the round, 3 over par in total. He'll be frustrated with that, but he's got much to be pleased with. All very tight in the under 21 category for the girls. This is Bradshaw, joint leader, not hitting it, and it's been that kind of day. That's going to be a second day 86 after a brilliant 74 on day 1, which means Brogan Townend, who's playing alongside her, has a chance for the lead if she can roll this in, which she can. Well, it's an 80, brilliant on the front 9 level par, not so good on the back 9, but she's the one to catch. Amber Ratcliffe is to get her within 1 of Natalia Hečková. Not to be. So this for a round of 73 for Jordan Smith. 2 over par today, 4 over par in total. Outright leader. Maybe a little disappointed with the end to his round, but if he carries on playing like that on day 3, he's going to walk away with the spoils. So this is how it all stands with 1 round to play. No one able to shoot a subpar round in the tricky conditions, but Jordan Smith with a second successive 74 has a 5-shot lead with 18 holes to go. Bradley Thomas still heading up the under 18 boys section, 1 ahead of Gavin Moynihan. In the under 21 girls, it's Brogan Townend leading Stephanie McAvoy and Victoria Bradshaw by a single shot. But the leading girl is 15-year-old Natalia Hečková on 13 over par. closely followed by Amber Ratcliffe, who's 1 shot adrift.
There's just one more round to go and only 5 people can make the plane for China. Coming up, the final push, and look, the sun is out. It's the last day of the Faldo Series Grand Final here at the Lough Erne Resort in Northern Ireland. Many of the most talented young golfers in the world are here battling it out for the coveted Faldo title. But there's also an even younger generation who've been enjoying time with Sir Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Faldo Series Junior Championships.
Perfect. Chip it through. Oh, that's it. Jump, jump, jump. Well done, girls. Well done, girls.
A quick reminder before we rejoin the action, Jordan Smith has a 5-shot lead. Bradley Thomas heads up the boys under-18s. Natalia Hechkova is in the under-16 category and starts the day as the leading girl overall. Brogan Townend is 2 shots behind her, but leading in the under-21s category. The wind died down and the sun came out for the final day here in Lough Erne, and it was Jordan Smith who was feeling the nerves with a tentative chip at the 3rd, leaving him a tricky putt for par. Gavin Samuels was the first to make the most of the pleasant conditions with birdies at the 2nd and 3rd holes. But Jordan Smith was going the other way with bogeys at 3, 5 and 6. The man of the moment though was Samuels with 4 birdies and a bogey to move him to 7 over. Brogan Townend was also on the move with 7 pars and a birdie in her opening 9 holes. But she was being chased by Stephanie McAvoy, who posted 2 birdies of her own. In the under-18s, Bradley Thomas was struggling at the front with a bogey and a double on 3 and 8. Gavin Moynihan actually moved ahead of Bradley before this 8 on the par 5 9th left him 1 behind. There's also a huge battle for the girls under-16 category. Amber Ratcliffe took the lead from Natalia Hechkova, only to bogey on 7. This was Natalia's fantastic approach to 9. Sadly, she missed the birdie putt, so the pair remain tied on 15 over. In the boys under-16s, Cameron Long has set out his stall with 3 birdies and only 1 bogey in his opening 9 holes. So at the halfway point on the final day, Gavin Samuels leads Jordan Smith by 2 shots. Bradley Thomas and Gavin Moynihan are set to battle it out in the under-18s, and there's still some way to go for the girls. Brogan Townend and Stephanie McAvoy are the leaders, with Natalia Hechkova and Amber Ratcliffe fighting for the under-16 category. Here's Richard Kaufman with the closing holes.
Well, the wind and rain seem to have gone, thank goodness, and conditions much nicer than they were than over the first 2 rounds. Jordan Smith teeing off at the 321-yard par 4 10th. Of course, had a 5-shot lead at the start of the day. Those 2 splendid rounds of 74. Nice tee shot there, but it's been a horrid front 9. No longer in front, he's slipped to 9 over par. This is the 17-year-old from Blackburn, Brogan Townend. Started the day leading the girls under-21 category. And that's a nice approach shot to the par 5 16th. 15 over par, which is means she's level par for the day. Now here's the man of the moment after those 4 birdies and a bogey on the front 9. Gavin Samuels, the 20-year-old from Leighton Buzzard. Just bogeyed 11. But an opportunity to bounce back at 12. Judged that very nicely. Townend then for her birdie at 16. Nice roll. She's got it. Now she's 2 in front of Stephanie McIlroy in the under-21 category. Samuels for his birdie at 12. Never in doubt. And that's his 5th birdie of the day. 7 over par in total, but on course for the lowest round of the week, it would seem. 15-year-old from England. Cameron Long. Sticky little lie he's got here, but he's made a real 3rd day charge in the under-16s category. He's leading this section, and he's, well, played a lovely little chip shot there. 2 under par today, that's at the 15th. Stephanie McIlroy found water at this par 4 17th. Was 2 behind Brogan Townend, but I think that's going to damage her chances of winning. Samuels at the 13th, the par 3. Well, it was tough to get that one very close, and he's, well, got a little tricky tester coming back for par, but he'll be satisfied with that chip shot. Stephanie McIlroy's already putted once up to there, and that's going to be a triple bogey 7, back to 19 over par. That's going to hurt. McIlroy playing with Brogan, and Brogan Townend for a par at the same hole. So suddenly she's 5 shots clear now with just the par 3 18th to come. That 17th has proved to be a pivotal hole for the girls. Samuels for par at 13. No. So now just a 2-shot lead over Jordan Smith. It's getting a little tighter for the boys. Should make his par from here. Well, it's been a super day for Samuel so far, but little hitch there. Very nice lead, isn't it? Coming down the 18th here for Brogan Townend. Just missed the green with her tee shot. And that's a lovely, delicate touch. We've got a real ding-dong battle in the girls under 16s. This Natalia Hečková from Slovakia, this for a par at 17, and to share the lead with Amber Ratcliffe. Well done. Well, what an important putt. It's like a match play situation now, isn't it, between the girls? And adds more pressure to this bogey putt for Ratcliffe. Well, she did well to hold that. All to play for down 18. Up ahead at 18. Townend then. This to win the under-21s, to be the overall girls Faldo Series champion. And that's a very impressive 3rd day. 71, 1 under today.
I feel great. I mean, if I'm leading lady, it's been such a big achievement, and to finish off in style under par around a golf course like this is a really good achievement.
A field of 77 players in this year's Grand Final, 16 different countries represented. Samuels, who birdied 14, but drops a shot at 15. He was 3 clear of Adam Andrews, but slips back to 8 over par now. So just 2 in it. As long as he keeps making the birdies, he'll be okay. Hečková hit a tee shot long at 18. Wow, look at that. Over to you, Amber. What a birdie finish from Natalia Hečková. That could be the killer blow. Well, Gavin Moynihan, who we saw earlier, have an 8 at the 9th. Well, he's followed that with 6 pars. He's now leading the under-18s. This for birdie at 17. Should be another par from there. Gonna mark it. But it's all going on up at 18. Because Amber Ratcliffe now starting to rain as well. This to tie up Natalia Hechkova. Can she make it? Well, it was a good roll. Gave it a chance, but she's going to finish 17 over par, which is going to be 1 shot short, as long as she rolls this one in, of course. Well, she matched Hechkova on the final day with a round of 75, but it's Hechkova who takes the spoils. Bradley Thomas, who started the day as the leader of the under-18s, this on the 15th, 6 over for the day. Oh, that's another drop shot, which means he's 3 behind Moynihan with 3 to play. Just going to tap in for his bogey. Big prize for the winners, all the category winners, all 5 of them will be exempt for the Asia Grand Final, which takes place in China in March 2012. Tee shot at 18 for Cameron Long, who parred 16, bogeyed 17, 12 over par in total. And the under-16s leader safely on. Eagle chance at 16 for Samuels. Uphill putt. Well, that should be another birdie. Will be his 7th of the day, which would take him to 7 over par. Some move he's made in this final day. Moynihan just to make sure it's 17. Another par. He's looking good, isn't he, for the under-18 title. Birdie putt here for Cameron Long. As you see, it's going to have to come up and over the slope. A few bumps and hollows. Wow, that's ridiculous. What a finish. A splendid round of 70, the best of the week so far. And that leaves Cameron Long as the clubhouse leader at 11 over. Samuels, though, 7 over with 2 to play. And this is Adam Andrews. Just birdied 14, but drops a shot at 15. That could prove to be very costly for him. Great finish, wasn't it, from Cameron Long, but you get the feeling that Samuels is going to be too good for them at this stage. There he is, Sir Nick, watching on. Another birdie chance. Samuels so close. Well, he'll be disappointed not to have made that, but he's looking good still to take this title. And this the other Gavin, Moynihan, feeling up for par at 18. Very good level par back 9, 75, 13 over. That should be good enough to take the under-18s category. Andrews, par 16. This for another par at 17. And he's now 4 behind Samuels. And that's that, I'm afraid, for Adam Andrews. Par 3, 18th hole, 199 yards. That's all that stands between Gavin Samuels and glory. Very sharp looking swing. 8-iron. Well, no holding back, attacking the flag. He has played a champions round today. Jordan Smith dropped a couple more shots on this back 9 at 12 and 13. This to save par at 17. Oh, it's been that kind of day. Started with such high hopes. Well, these things happen, don't they? But the opposite feeling for Gavin Samuels. This for a closing birdie. This for a round of 68. Oh, finishes off in style. 8 birdies in the day, 4 under par for the round, and the winner by 5 of the Faldo Series 2011. Super goal from Gavin Samuels.
I feel great. I played unbelievable today. The game was in great shape, hit loads of good shots. Unfortunately, missing a couple of short putts, but overall, delighted with a 68. Great score to finish the week off.
You were 6 behind the lead this morning. Did you really think you still had a chance then?
Yeah, definitely. I knew I had to be. at least 2 under through the first 6 or 7, and I knew I had a chance, and I was, so I knew it was there from there.
So Gavin Samuels takes the overall Faldo Series Championship 2011 by 5 shots. Brilliant 68. The under-16s champion finishing second overall was Cameron Long. Gavin Moynihan takes the under-18s category, with the girls champion, the 17-year-old from Blackburn, Brogan Townend, thanks to a third day 71. In the under-16s, it was Natalia Hechkova, Slovakia, who took the spoils.
So congratulations to Gavin Samuels, the 2011 Faldo Series champion, and to all the other winners of the various categories. I hope you enjoyed our coverage of the Faldo Series Grand Final from the Lough Erne Golf Resort. From all of us here in Northern Ireland, it's bye-bye.